Hey guys, it's Gabby with Bright Valley Marketing. In today's video, I am going to share the checklist that I've put together to help affiliate websites recover from the HCU algorithm updates that have taken place. So if your website has been affected and you are an affiliate, make sure to listen to my video because I share some really helpful tips that might be able to help you recover some of those lost rankings. So I got like my little checklist here. So we're gonna kind of go over each one and I'll elaborate a little bit on it. So the first thing you wanna do is use original images. It's sort of a no-brainer, but nowadays using original images for your products, the products that you are reviewing, has become essential. So you really need to take original photos. The second thing you want to do is when you are reviewing the product, you want to include an expert quote, like an anecdote from someone who has tested the product firsthand. You can include something like one reviewer mentioned, and then you can actually include in quotes what the reviewer said. Of course, the reviewer could be you or someone on your team, but that kind of shows firsthand experience reviewing the product. And all of this ties again into EEAT signals, and that's super important to include. Another thing you want to include for each of your product review blog posts is our experience section. So for every product that you are recommending, you want to include a section that talks about your personal experiences and insight for each reviewed product. So what's worked for us is just including an our experience section, and in that section mentioning when we tested this product, we found that blah, 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 blah. It was very easy to use. The lever was very easy to pull, or that we found that the nozzle was very flimsy, and because of that, the product leaked all over. I don't know. Obviously include a list of pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages of each product, and then some product specifications as well. So talk about the actual physical specifications, the dimensions, the sizes of the product that you're reviewing, and how it compares against the other products. That's sort of like a basic thing that you have to include, right, in your product review blogs. You should also look into including some basic how-to instructions if that's applicable to the product that you're reviewing, where you can just provide some simple directions and instructions as far as like what the person needs to do to use the product. So keep it very simple and minimal in that section. The next thing you want to be mindful of is your keyword optimization. Using my best lawnmower example, this is something I've seen happening way too much across so many different affiliate websites where they are over optimizing for the keyword best lawnmower, best. Use the main keyword best lawnmower, if that's the keyword you're going after, 2 to 3 times max in the article, definitely in your title and possibly in the intro, but I'll go over why you should try to use some synonyms as well instead of just using the keyword best. You don't want to include this keyword too many times across your article because that is going to over optimize your article. Use the main keyword best lawnmower 2 to 3 times max. And here are the synonyms. Include synonyms such as highest rated, most efficient, great performance, etc. to avoid over-optimization. The next thing you want to be mindful of are your call to action buttons. I would highly suggest to avoid using the call to action click for best price, check best price, because again, you are over-optimizing for the keyword best, and I've talked about this in previous videos. So if you're using those call to action buttons, consider changing that to view on, Amazon, or check latest price. But definitely test your call to action buttons to see what works best for your website, because what works, for us might not work for you. Another thing that you want to do, and this is actually recommended by Google, is to link to multiple sellers. So we always try to give our website visitors 2 options. Usually it's like Amazon and a different provider. I know that some SEOs out there recommend against doing this because it'll decrease your conversions, but it's better to keep Google happy, I think, and draw more people to your website than to just have a slight percentage of people that are going to get to your website and actually buy from you because you're not giving them what they want, which is to have options, right? People want options. Another thing you want to consider is including a buyer's guide section for each of your product review blogs. And in the buyer's guide, you offer general suggestions as far as, what people need to know when they buy this product, what to look for, what to consider, general recommendations. And again, that helps position you as an expert on this specific topic. Another thing you want to do is include external links. I've seen this part missing from so many different affiliate blogs where there's no external linking to authoritative sources like .edu, .gov, or similar. So you want to actually add external links, not too many, but like 2 to 3 or something per blog post. especially your product review blogs, perhaps in the buyer's guide section, where you're actually linking to these authoritative sources to support what you are saying in those areas, in that content. Don't no follow those authoritative sources. Do follow. Obviously, we are no following our affiliate links, but we should be following these external links. Another thing that you want to include at the bottom of each product review blog is a how we tested products section. Explain your testing process for the products in every post. How many products have you initially considered testing, and how did you narrow your selection down? Why did you choose these products? Is it just based on your general knowledge? Is it based on what you've read in industry groups? Like how did you narrow down your selection? What is the testing and review process? What did you do? Explain your methodology in that section. The next thing you want to include is a why trust your brand section. So this could be just one short paragraph at the bottom of each blog that talks about you and your brand and why you are so credible, basically. And this is separate than, an author bio. This is talking about your brand as a whole, not just you as the individual author. And we've just repeated that section across all the blogs. And yeah, people might say, oh, that's duplicate content. It's fine. We haven't had any issues with it, so don't worry about it. The next thing you want to do is focus on your layout. Check how your article looks in mobile and tablet. Make sure that the UX, user experience, is good, that the font is legible on mobile. Don't make it too small because people are going to have a hard time reading the content on your page. And make sure you use bullet points, headers, paragraphs, and make the text as readable as possible. I know that there's apps like Hemingway and others that can help you with that. Keep the reading level simple. I think like 5th grade or something is a good reading level to strive for. Make your content very easy to navigate and readable and digestible. Don't use, I've seen this happening way too much, like chunks and chunks of paragraph text. That is like, I don't, I'm a skimmer. I will skim the content. I don't want to see these giant chunks of text because I will not read that text. And if your visitors are not reading that text, Google is going to ding you for it because your website is offering a very poor user experience. And if a person clicks the back button and goes to your competitor's site, well, that sends a signal to Google that your site sucks. The next thing you want to do is look at your editorial guidelines page. If you are missing an editorial guidelines page, you should create one. This is where you talk about your content creation process and review standards. What are you guaranteeing to your readers? Is there an editor on your team? Is there a process that your content goes through in order to ensure that you are creating the very best, most accurate, most authoritative content on the web, essentially? And link to this in the footer of your website. Another thing that I haven't seen too much is having a dedicated resources page on your website. This resources page should offer links or resources for further reading that should be, from authoritative.edu.org.gov sources, laws, legislation, things that people might need to know about in your industry. Maybe you can even summarize some industry studies there and link to JSTOR or I think ResearchGate or those research databases. And just really take that time to offer people more information that they cannot get from your website. And do not follow those as well. Follow them, include follow links, because that's really important. The next thing you want to do is use some real team photos, okay? So use authentic photos of your team. Don't use stock images. If you do a Google reverse image search, you will be able to trace those photos to a stock image repository online. Do not use this person doesn't exist photo as well, because they all look very similar. They have that same eye stare, like blank, like kind of like look. So we know that those are fake. I highly recommend, adding real team photos. Obviously, the next one is a no-brainer. Include a contact page with your phone number, ideally an address, an email, and a contact form. If you don't have an address, just sign up for one. Get a PO box at your local post office. Or my favorite is signing up for a co-working space where you can get a virtual mailbox membership and be able to use that address. The last thing is focusing on backlinks. Obviously, backlinks are still super duper important in 2024, and I think they will continue to be important because that is one of the ways that Google understands that your website is quality and quality focused, trustworthy, and is a real brand. Real brands get featured in the media, real brands get talked about online. So that's where digital PR comes into play, and that is our area of expertise. We run so many different digital PR campaigns for affiliate sites every single month, helping them to build their brand signals and trust signals in Google. Do, if you can, run a digital PR campaign, build that EEAT and brand awareness with top tier media links, CBS, Boston Herald, ABC News, etc. And if you are able to land some TV coverage, that's even better, right? Because who lands TV coverage? A real trusted brand, usually. Just check how many times Apple gets featured online, like in the news, and it's an insane amount of time, like every single day. Apple, Tesla, those are real brands. They get talked about in the media, and that's why Google trusts them. Also, one of the things you should think about is how do you attract links naturally? Try to create statistics pages and original data that others want to link to. So that's one of the easiest ways to create a natural flow of backlinks. Even generating original data for your website that others want to link to, and that's where that digital PR comes into play. Definitely be selective about guest posting. Really only focus on top tier publications, not the ones that have the right for me sign at the top or asking for an exorbitant amount of money to feature you. So just be very careful about these guest posting providers. I use BB Buzz is awesome, and if you are looking for guest posts, I would definitely work with her because she knows her stuff and she knows what she's doing. I hope this helps you guys out, and if you have any questions, let me know. My name is Gabby with Bright Valley Marketing, and I hope you're able to recover some of your lost rankings. And if you have any questions, hit me up. Okay, see you later.